America insists it has 50 states, 50 borders, 50 governments, but there is a secret 51st state, a state no civics teacher mentions, a state with no legislature, no elections, and no constitutional rights, a state more populated than 10 U.S. states combined, and represented by no one. This state doesn't appear on maps, it doesn't show up in textbooks, it never gets a star on the flag. But it exists, it grows, it thrives in the shadows of a country that denies it. Welcome to Prison Nation, America's hidden state. And this is Greedonomics, where we follow the incentives until the truth exhales. If America's entire prison population were granted statehood tomorrow, it would enter the Union as the 5th largest state. 2 million people behind razor wire and reinforced doors, more than Hawaii, more than New Hampshire, more than Vermont or Maine or Delaware or Wyoming. 2 million human beings. They are not counted as citizens, only as bodies. And here is the part policymakers never acknowledge. Those bodies are an economic asset. They are a contained workforce, a predictable population, a managed commodity. Because Prison Nation is not a malfunctioning institution. It is a fully operational state built on captivity. Courts supply it. Corporations fuel it. Budgets depend on it. It has borders made of concrete. It has districts made of counties. It has a population whose existence keeps multiple industries alive. And like every functioning state, it has an economy. On paper, America spends roughly $80 to $90 billion a year on its prison system. But this is the decoy number, the number designed to make the system look smaller, simpler, cheaper. The real economy begins behind that curtain. Start with the phone call monopolies. A human being in custody pays $3 to $15 for a single call. Imagine paying surge pricing to say goodnight to your child. Then, the commissaries. 50-cent ramen for $3, toothpaste for $7, soap for $5. Then, the medical contractors, companies that are shielded from scrutiny and held to no competitive standard. They can bill however they want. Who will challenge them? Add the construction firms building new facilities, the surveillance companies selling sensors and scanning tech, the probation and parole systems, court fees, bail bond corporations, licensing charges, electronic monitoring companies, and the prison labor contracts woven through private industry. Then add the cost no politician ever includes in the official tally. The families, the mothers choosing which bill to skip so a son can buy minutes, the partners working 2 or 3 jobs to stay afloat, the children navigating life with an empty seat at the table. When you add the state budgets, the corporate profits, and the personal sacrifices, the prison economy isn't $90 billion. It approaches $1 trillion a year. $1 trillion drawn from absence, grief, and systemic extraction. Every person inside Prison Nation is worth between $30,000 and $80,000 a year to the system. More inmates mean more money. Longer sentences mean consistent cash flow. Higher recidivism means guaranteed customers. This isn't morality, it's mathematics. If a system profits from damaged people become valuable. And once that equation forms, it doesn't break. Not without force, not without consequence. America didn't build a correctional system, it built a supply chain. And you cannot reform a supply chain that depends on human misery as its raw material. Every industry has inputs. Prison Nation is no exception. Its raw materials are poverty, failing schools, addiction, mental illness, homelessness, fatherlessness, illiteracy. These are not simply social issues. They are feeder systems. In many zip codes, incarceration isn't a possibility. It's a forecast. Mapped. Predicted. Profitable. Zip codes predict arrest rates. Third-grade reading scores predict future sentences. Family collapse predicts recidivism. Some neighborhoods aren't considered dangerous to the system. They're considered reliable. Some children aren't being prepared for higher education. They're being routed toward custody. And every time one of them enters the system, somewhere, an industry's balance sheet improves. Here is the truth that America feels but rarely articulates. The prison system did not emerge just to punish crime. It emerged to replace missing fathers in communities where men vanish to violence, addiction, unemployment, despair. There is only one institution guaranteed to fill the vacuum. Not schools, not churches, not community centers, not city governments. The prison. For millions of boys, the first consistent adult male authority they ever meet wears a uniform and carries keys. In these neighborhoods, prison has become the disciplinarian, the healthcare provider, the employment program, the mental health ward, the predictable institution. This is not criminal justice. This is intergenerational captivity. A father disappears. A boy becomes vulnerable. The system absorbs him. Not through coincidence, through design. If you follow the money, the truth becomes obvious. Private prison corporations profit. State governments profit. County jails profit. Telecom giants profit. Food vendors profit. Medical contractors profit. Surveillance companies profit. Construction firms profit. Probation and parole departments profit. Corporate partners using prison labor profit. One human being enters the system, and a dozen industries generate revenue. Prison Nation isn't a moral mission, it's a revenue-sharing model. And when an entire economy grows from the absence of fathers, there is no financial incentive for America to rebuild the home. Inside Prison Nation, labor is the engine. Prisoners produce over $11 billion of goods and services each year. Furniture, agricultural products, textiles, license plates, call center operations, manufacturing, firefighting crews, military gear. Some earn 23 cents an hour. Some earn nothing. If this occurred overseas, America would condemn it as forced labor. Here, it is rebranded as rehabilitation. This is not punishment. This is extraction, an economy built on repurposed suffering. Here is the nightmare scenario policymakers avoid acknowledging. If America ended mass incarceration tomorrow, entire rural regions would collapse. In hundreds of small towns, the prison is the largest employer. These towns do not fear crime. They fear the closure of the facility that keeps their community alive. This is why rehabilitation remains a slogan, not a strategy. Because the system does not need healed people. It needs returning ones. A man who leaves is a vanished revenue stream. A man who returns is recurring income. Safety is not the priority. Capacity is. Systems reveal the values of the people who build them. America built a system that monetizes human suffering, a system where abandoned sons become state property, a system where despair is categorized, priced, and inventoried. Prison Nation isn't a failure, it's a mirror. And if you want to understand a country's true values, look at what it chooses to cage. This is Greedonomics, Episode 1. Next episode, The Loneliness Economy, How Society Profits When You Have No One Left.